Hello, and thank you for joining us again for a Proverb-A-Day. Today we're talking about Proverbs 18. I looked through this proverb and I can't help but notice that a third of it is about our words, how we use our words, how our words can get us in a lot of trouble, and how our words can bring life or death. There's several of these verses that I want to share with you today, and we're going to dive right in here. In verse 4 it says, "The words of a man's mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook." Verse 6 says, "A fool's lips bring him strife, and his mouth invites a beating." Ouch. Verse 7, "A fool's mouth is his undoing, and his lips are a snare to his soul." I felt that before. "The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to a man's inmost parts." And jumping down to verse 20, "From the fruit of his mouth a man's stomach is filled. With the harvest from his lips he is satisfied." And the most powerful of all that really caught my attention was verse 21, "The tongue has the power of life and death." That's right, life and death. "And those who love it will eat its fruit." And looking over this, I thought, man, our words are super powerful. I can think back in my childhood where my mom and dad would say, "Good job, Mike." Or they say, "Man, Mike, you really look good today." And I'd have friends compliment me. When they complimented me, man, it would just make me feel so good. And even today, especially today, when my boss compliments me, my wife tells me I'm doing a great job, or just gives me any kind of compliment, it just builds me up and it makes me feel good. And so we just got to remember that when we speak good words to people and over people, that it's going to bring life to them. I can also remember growing up and even as of today, when someone speaks a negative word to me and speaks about me in a negative way, it just hurts me. And I think about people that gossip and the words telling us about gossip and how it goes into a man's innermost parts. There's people that just believe everything that people say about them. And if you say good things to them, that's going to bring life to them. But if you say negative things to them, that could bring death. I think about how if someone was insulted and talked bad about, how that could actually bring them to a place in their life where they would give up and they'd be discouraged and could possibly even consider ending it. And I just want to encourage everyone today to just bring life to people with your words. Show people love with your words. Encourage people. Edify. Exhort, the Word tells us to do. And know that your words are so powerful. And know that your words can bring trouble on yourself. And your words can also help you. It talks about how it's a seed and harvest thing here. In verse 20 it says, "From the fruit of his mouth a man's stomach is filled. With the harvest from his lips he is satisfied." So just know that you're sowing seed with your words every day. And whatever seeds that you're sowing, everything is seed, time, and harvest according to Genesis. So if you're sowing seeds of goodness with your words, you're going to reap a harvest of goodness with your words. If you sow life with your words, you're going to reap life. If you sow death, you're going to reap death. So guard your words very carefully. The Proverbs wouldn't have a third of these verses in Proverbs 18 if it wasn't so important for you to understand how valuable and how powerful the words that you use are. You choose them carefully, and I just challenge you today to encourage and challenge and encourage someone and edify them and build them up in the Word and build them up by complimenting them and don't discourage people. I also want to tell you right now to go ahead and if you want to reply to this, click below, reply, and it asks you to fill in your name, your email address, and then the website is www.church@chapelhill.com. If you just fill that out, if you have any kind of wisdom that you're receiving, if God's given you revelation from Proverbs 18, go ahead and share what God's given you. And if you want to comment on words and how powerful they are, please do that as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.